and welcome back to the Strategica channel. My name is Langato Skansi, your investment and financial advisor. Do remember that Strategica is a registered financial services firm that is regulated by the Central Bank of Lesotho. So we are almost at 100 subscribers, so hooray! We are getting there. So we'd really love to thank you for the support that you have given us in the many different ways that you have done so. We thank you, we recognize you, and we love you for doing what you're doing in promoting us and making sure that we reach so many people. But if you're new to the family, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button so that you can get first row seats to this amazing content. So it's July, guys, and the first half of 2022 is gone just like that. And don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I was asleep one day and I woke up and 6 months had gone just like that. So in this video, we're going to try to share and see if we have made any progress with the financial resolutions that we had set at the beginning of the year. So on our website, we had a blog that was dedicated to saying how do we set financial New Year's resolutions. So if you don't have sight of it, I will leave the link down below so that you can go read it, and then you can see what it is that we're trying to achieve with the New Year's resolutions, especially for financial goals. But I know some people already have their own financial resolutions or had, which were maybe you wanted to lose weight. I know I was on the losing weight tip, so I've been trying to hit gym even though I haven't been so consistent. But since July, I started again after having like 2 months off. So I'll see by the end of 2022 if I will have reached my target weight at the end of the year. So with that said, we're going to try to see if we have made progress in terms of our financial resolutions and to see how we can have the rest of the year, the next or the remaining 5 months, how we can do better in making sure that we reach those goals, even if it's not fully, but at least try to say that I am on track in trying to achieve some of them. So do stay tuned. So before we get straight into the nitty-gritties, do remember to hit that notification bell so that whenever we post new content, you will be notified, and to hit that subscribe button so that you become part of the family. As we have said, that the reason why we wanted to do this video is to share how we have all been doing in terms of our financial goals. So as I've said, I'm going to be as candid as I can be and try to be as honest and transparent with you guys. Well, for me, I did have a few financial goals, but given the way that things never go as you planned, I might not have done as well as I would have hoped to as well. So like we're saying, now is the time when we come to mid-year to sit down, re-strategize, and look at which of the financial goals that you had at the beginning of the year, which can you actually be able to achieve in the coming 6 to 5 months of the year as we make our way to the end of 2022, or which ones you actually have to say, maybe this one might have been a goal, but maybe I have to put it on the back burner for a bit and try to see which of these goals that I had at the beginning of the year I can actually try to achieve in the next 5 months, and which I can move to the next year. Because like I have said, we have been hit by, I don't know what to call them, but it was COVID, right after COVID. Now it's Russia and Ukraine, and we just can't wait for the BRICS countries, as I say, to purchase oil directly from Russia. Guys, we are dying. The petrol prices are meant to go up in the coming few weeks. So in South Africa, without the subsidies, I saw they are on strike because they also want the subsidies to come in. Lesotho is spending around 30 million a month in fuel subsidies to make sure that the prices do not hit the roof as they are in some other countries. So guys, I know it hasn't been easy, so let us get straight to it and see how we can improve our finances for the remaining 6 months of the year. So let's start off by saying that the past 6 months have not been easy by any means. Just as we made our way out of COVID, which was a 2-year hiatus, now we jump into the Russia-Ukraine war. And we did share a video of this, we'll also link it down in the description below, where we are trying to say, okay, so how do we survive this? We know we had talked of fuel hikes, which we have seen since the beginning of the year. Fuel prices have gone up by 100%. We've seen sunflower oil, and I think I need to share this. So 2 days ago I was at the store, so I went to buy milk for my child. So he's only a year and 6 months, so I went to buy milk. So the first shock I got, the last time I bought it, which was the previous month, it was $3.25. So fast forward to a month later, it's $3.50. Then I go to the oil section because we had run out of oil. The 2 liter, the store brand, is $125, guys. So now I had to make the decision. So because I'm running on a very, very tight budget, I couldn't afford the $125, so I decided to go for the olive oil and a canola blend, which is just 1 liter. And I know it doesn't make sense, but for me, the $125 was more expensive. So the decision was get the cheaper one. So the cheaper one is the 1 liter, which is a canola and olive oil blend. Then the store brand was going for 80, and the branded one was going for 90. So as I would like to proudly share, I went for the no brand name one for the store brand, actually, for 80 rand. So guys, these are decisions that we are making on a daily basis. So I hope everyone out there who is going on the matrix and jumping the price hikes and the fuel hikes and the inflation and this and the milk, and guys, I hope that you're making sound financial choices. So as I'm saying, no pressure on anyone. We are all experiencing the pressure that we are seeing with the slow economic growth and with a recession that might be looming on us. So we know that tough times are ahead, and we need to make sure that we prepare adequately from a financial stance. So we have said that with setting financial goals, we need to set smart financial goals. So I think my main goal financially was me saying that I am going to put away as much money as I can. I think one thing that I've realized is when it comes to the world of money and everything else, it's always a matter of timing, one, because an opportunity that presents itself today might not be there tomorrow, and two, being able to have the finances to take advantage of that opportunity. If we have been discussing, we had an article on this where we were going on about bear markets and the bear and the what? And bull markets. So we know that now, because interest rates are low, we have bear markets. So for us, if you have a few or some money actually stashed away, and you could now make the financial choices by saying, I'm now going to go into the equities market, by saying I'm going to buy certain shares that we see that they're actually undervalued. Undervalued being that we perceive them that the actual price is actually low in the market compared to where our valuations are putting them. So we would naturally want to buy such shares and make sure that when the price does go up to that intrinsic value, then we start selling. So the main idea with investing is always buy low and sell high. So for me, my main thing was I wanted to put away as much money as I can so that I could be able to take advantage of such opportunities. But unfortunately, like I've been saying, because we've been jumping through the hoops, I haven't been able to put away as much as I would have liked to, and I haven't taken those certain opportunities as much as I would have liked to. But I would say that one thing that makes me proud of myself is this year, out of all the other years, I have been very, very cognizant of the fact that I shouldn't spend. I'm a sale person. Everyone that knows me knows that I'm a sale person. I see sale and I run, because I'm like, guys, it was 500, now it's 250. So I'm going for that sale, and I start having that mental conversation. I'm like, oh, Lerato, you deserve this. You haven't bought anything this winter. So this winter I've been able to survive. I haven't bought a single item. I haven't been on any sailed items or the racks. As I said, I was going shopping to buy the milk and the oil. I didn't even enter into the clothing stores. I was like, not happening this year. Moleko, this year, you are not coming. Any weapon forged against me in the name of sales shall not prosper. So I have not gone for sales, guys. So I'm very happy that I haven't been to any sale this year. I'm very happy that I didn't take on additional debt this year. And I'm very happy because even though I might not be as liquid as I'd want to, whenever that opportunity comes and I start seeing my finances improving, either be my other extra sources of income paying and I see the progress, I am very sure that it is money that I'm going to put away. It is money that I'm going to use towards investing. So I hope in your own space as well, you're also thinking about that. What it is have I done? Because I think the main thing when it comes to progress is to say, how was I doing last year? If you're doing better this year than you were doing last year, then it means you have definitely improved in so many ways and you deserve a thumbs up for that. So please guys, like I said, do share your experiences in the link down below so that we get to hear how you have been doing in terms of your financial journey. So keeping our progress or actually keeping track on your progress becomes very easy if you are someone who have started or who was on this journey with us since the beginning of the year, and you probably know of our famous 50-30-20 budgeting template that we will share down below. And we know that this is something that we are using on a monthly basis to try to track our monthly spending and income to see where we are. But for someone who hasn't been doing this, maybe keeping track would have to be you now sitting down with yourself, being as honest as you can be and trying to see where you have been spending, where you have been overspending, and where cuts need to be made. But remember, the goal with setting financial goals is that we want our financial goals actually to be smart. And smart means that the S stands for specific. Thank you. S stands for specific. M stands for measurable. So you want to set very specific goals. So for instance, I had said I wanted to lose weight. So mine at the beginning of the year, I did go to a doctor because I discovered that I'm pre-diabetic. So the goal with the doctor was I need to lose at least 10% of my weight. So at that time, I'm around 82 kg. So 10% of that is around 8. So I need to be at 74 kg the next time I go for my doctor's visit. Am I on that on track getting there? Maybe yes. Have I been up and down? Yes. But the main thing is that I want this to be specific. So it's specific to weight loss, measurable because I know I need to lose that 10%, which equates to 8 kg that I need to lose. And then we want them to be attainable. Is it reasonable to say this is going to be attainable in 6 months? In my head, yes, I thought that by mid-year I would have lost the 8 kg, but I haven't. So now I have had to sit down and say, now I'm readjusting my goal to saying, now let me see if for the remainder of the year I'm able to lose that 8 kg. I think I've lost something like around 4 or 5 kg. So I still have that 3 kg to go. But the target is, even though I might be able to attain more than 3 kg in the next 5 months, I would really want to make sure that at least that 10%, which is the 8 kg, is off. So we've said SMART. So S is for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for attainable, of which I now realized mid-year that maybe that 8 kg within 6 months was not so attainable. And then we are saying R, which is very relevant. It's relevant to me because for my health issues, we know, guys, the saying goes, your health is your wealth. So my health is my wealth, so I was very, very sure that I need to attain this, and it's very relevant to me because I want to live as long as I can. And time bound because now as we are re-evaluating mid-year, now we are sitting down to say, of all the goals that I wanted to hit this year, did I say I want to hit them all by December, or did we break down the goals into chunks and say maybe within the first 6 months this is what I want to achieve, and this one would be a 12-month goal. So maybe some people wanted to go on holiday, some people wanted to, go out. Ever since COVID, we have borders opening up. Some people I know want to go and travel. I have few people who are now have already even bought tickets to go to the Grand Prix in Kyalami for the DSTV Delicious. I know everyone wants to go. It is something that we want to do. So is it reasonable? Are we going there in September? Do we have the budget for the accommodation, for the entertainment, and everything else that falls in between? And like we have said, the way for us to track for our family is through our budgeting template, which we'll link down below, because we've said 50% goes towards your needs, 30% towards your wants, and 20% towards paying off debt and saving. So our traveling and our nice times falls part of the 30%. So let us make sure, if you do want to live a little bit, to make sure that Jack is not such a dull boy, that we do plan adequately and make sure that we do not make all the other essentials in our life to suffer. So remember everyone, if you want to achieve something, you do not stop until you achieve it. And as some of us, or as my sisters back in the day used to say it, Michael Jackson songs, do not stop till you get enough. And then they used to say, give up, so don't be caught because we don't want that for you. So with that said, guys, before we do wrap up, I want you guys to know that it is not wrong for you to not have reached the set financial goals by this time. The main thing is for us to sit down, re-strategize, and evaluate where we need to make the necessary changes. And I'm going to leave you with a few tips as to how we can go about with doing that. But do remember to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you can get notified when we post amazing content. So remember that we're still trying to grow this family and we want to be as financially literate as we can. So with our tips, the first one is that you need to revisit your goals. And like we said, we need to set SMART goals. And we said S stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. And this is because you want to make sure that as you're going along your journey, you are able to see if you're making progress on your financial goals. And the second one is budget. I don't think I can ever stress this enough. The foundation to your financial freedom and journey is a budget. And like you know, if you went to Sunday school, you will know that a house that was built on sand never made it through the storm. So guys, make sure that you have a very solid foundation for your financial journey, and it starts with budgeting. So like I've said, we always recommend the 50-30-20 rule. You might not be where this 50-30-20 rule subscribes in the beginning, but know what you're trying to get to, so that we know that now you are getting started on your financial journey. You're making sure that you're keeping track of your income, and then when it comes to the expenditure, you have separated it into the three main categories, being your needs, your wants, and your savings and paying off debt. And then the third one comes with eliminating debt. I know with the interest rate hikes coming, it means that for most of us who have loans that are prime linked, we are going to see the installments now going up. So now it's very important, because last year, over the past 2 years when COVID was hitting, and we know that our governments were trying to make sure that they what's the word? They increase consumer spending. They were making sure that the interest rates were being cut in order to encourage consumer spending. Now we have spent, and now comes to the inflation. So because the inflation is so high, they are trying to combat that as well, and that now the interest rates are rising. So some of us who have the prime linked loans, we're going to see our loan installments going up. So let us make sure that we're very vigilant about that. Talk to your banker, make sure you understand what is happening, ask the right questions, and you can always make use of us to try to help you with your finances and evaluating your policies and your contracts to try to see where you can make the cuts and what is allowed within that particular contract. And the fourth one, it brings us to the one that we were saying, let this past 6 months be your learning curve. If you didn't do so well for the first 6 months of the year, try to do better in the coming 6 months, and try to use the past 6 months as a learning curve and say, okay, so I know my first mistake was me saying I'm going to go to gym. I tried 6 days a week. 6 days a week didn't work. I did aerobics weren't doing so well. So I've been on a learning curve and trying to figure out what works for me. So I now know that going to gym for me works if I go in the morning. So as much as it might feel like each time I want to pray at 4:30 when that alarm goes off, and I'm like, God, I just wish you could just melt the fat away. It's not gonna happen. I get out of bed and I hit the gym. I'm still trying to do 5 days a week. I haven't been able to do that. My best has been 4 days a week, 4:30 a.m. hitting the gym. So let us try to make sure that we learn and we see what works for us, what doesn't work for us, so that we make sure that at the end of the year, we might, even if you have one, I think I'd be very, very happy if you had a list of 5 financial goals, but you have been able to attain 2 or 3, because it means you are doing better this year than you did last year. And given everything that is happening in the markets and everything else, the inflation, the high fuel prices, the high food prices, the high everything. So we are trying to make sure that we make financial savvy decisions. Like for instance, like yesterday I was having a conversation with myself and going on, you know, how these stores like to give you notifications. So Woolworths sent a notification that the sale is now on. And as much as I wanted to be like, oh my god, everything is on sale, because I haven't bought anything this winter, but at the end of the day, even if it's on sale, even if it says 50% off, it is still 50% of that price item that is still going to go out of your pocket. So make sure that you're not saying you can afford a sale, but be sure that you can actually afford to go on that sale. And affording to go on sale is not you saying, justifying it in your brain and saying, maybe it was 500, now it's 250, so I can, you know, afford it. That is not how it works. Even if it is a sale, it is still money that comes from elsewhere that needs to be spent on that sale item. So please, guys, do make use of us, do contact us, do share in the comment sections down below. Tell us, ask us questions, share your experiences so that we can try to grow the family and make sure that we produce amazing content for you guys as we work on our financial journeys. So like I said, I am Lerato Skansi, your investment and financial advisor. Thank you for watching and see you next time.